Steve Jobs was born in 1955 and adopted by a working-class couple in California from a young age. He was curious, rebellious, and full of questions about the world. He never fit into traditional systems and dropped out of college after just one semester, but he continued learning, taking classes that truly inspired him. Like calligraphy, which later influenced the design of the Macintosh computer. With his friend Steve Wozniak, he started Apple in his garage with a vision to bring computers to everyday people. They created the Apple I and later the Apple II, and suddenly they were changing the world of technology. Apple grew fast and Steve became a young millionaire. He was passionate, driven, and obsessed with perfection, but not everything was easy. In 1985, internal tensions led to Steve being forced out of the company. He was crushed, but he did not give up. Instead, he created a new company called Next and bought a small animation studio, which later became Pixar. Both of these ventures would define his legacy in new ways. Pixar would go on to change the film industry with Toy Story and other hits, and Next's technology would later bring him back to Apple. When Steve returned to Apple in 1997, the company was struggling. It was close to collapse, but with focus, simplicity, and bold vision, Steve turned it around. He introduced the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad products that were not just tools, but pieces of art that transformed how we live, work, and connect. Steve faced more than just business challenges in 2003. He was diagnosed with a rare form of pancreatic cancer. Despite his illness, he continued to work and inspire, pushing boundaries. With every product launched, his energy and belief in his mission never faded, even when his health did. Steve Jobs taught us many powerful lessons. He showed that failure is not the end, but a beginning. He said getting fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to him. It freed him to grow and to think differently. He taught us to follow our passion, to trust our inner voice, and to never settle. He believed that the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. He reminded us to care about details, to build things with purpose, and to combine technology with creativity. He pushed for excellence even when it was difficult. Steve passed away in 2011, but his influence lives on in every smartphone, every clean design, every bold idea. His journey proves that you do not need to be born into greatness. You build it with vision, courage, and relentless belief in yourself. So when you face doubt, rejection, or failure, remember, Steve Jobs remembered that the boy who dropped out, the man who was fired, became one of the greatest innovators of all time because he refused to give up on his dream